I hope you're ready.
This is Unbridled Thoughts.
We want to hear what you have to say.
Welcome back to Unbridled Thoughts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ren. So go ahead and grab the mane and hop on because there is no reins with Unbridled Thoughts.
Today we are at Sensibility and we are hanging out with Michaela. Hi, Michaela.
Hi, great to see you all today.
You too.
Tell us a little bit about who you are really quick with Sensibility.
So I am an occupational therapist here at Sensibilities, and I'm looking forward to talking with you all today about hippotherapy and how we got that started here at Sensibilities and how we're able to bring our interaction with horses to our kids and our families.
I love it.
Me too. And y'all are located in Warner Robins, Georgia, correct?
We are.
Perfect. Okay, awesome.
And we've already spent a little bit of a time getting to know her and having some conversation, and she's our new best friend.
I know. We're all best friends now. So I want to tell you first, when I learned about hippotherapy, I was slightly disappointed that no hippos were involved, but I've moved past that. And I learned that hippo is actually the root word for horse. So I was like, okay, this is cool. I get it. So can you tell us a little bit about hippotherapy?
Of course. So yes, like you were saying, hippo is actually the Greek word for horse. So that is where the word hippotherapy comes from. It integrates horse into therapy. So for hippotherapy is a treatment method used by either occupational, physical, or speech therapists where the horse and the horse's movement is integrated into our therapy sessions to help our patients meet their therapy needs. So this is very customizable. So I'm an occupational therapist, so I use the horse, and this can either be on the horse or off the horse. We can use the horse's movement while the child is riding, or just interactions with the horse on the ground for grooming, tacking the horse up, just interacting socially with the horse to help the kiddos meet their therapy needs. But it's very adaptable depending on what the child needs to work on in session.
Yeah,
Nice.
I did a deep dive last night, and it's just so interesting, everything that you can do with them, which is amazing. We all know that.
It's great. It really offers a lot of different opportunities for both physical intervention and social intervention. A lot of our kiddos have difficulties with social interaction with their peers or even with just people in general, but the horse kind of takes some of that social tension away.
Yeah.
And they are the masters of reading body language. So we can use that opportunity to teach kiddos kind of how to read body language, facial expressions, and kind of carry that over into how to interact with others.
Yeah, that is really well said. I love that.
Really cool. Well, so let me ask you this. When you say that, are you saying that when they make an expression, the child or the client makes an expression or makes a body movement, they're able to see in real time how the horse is reacting to that?
Yes, there's lots of opportunities for that. Also, if the horse responds to something that the child does. So let's say we have a child on a horse who may be overstimulated in the moment and may have a lot of excessive movement. The horse may put their ears back or may get tense. We can bring awareness to that and point that out to the child and say, I don't know, Bailey's ears are back. She might not like what we're doing. And they're able to see that, and we can make adjustments.
That's really cool.
That gave me chills.
Yeah.
I felt that through my whole body.
Yes, me too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Also, and for occupational therapy, I do a lot of work on the sensory systems. I look through the intervention with the horse through a sensory lens. And we can use the horse's movement to facilitate deep pressure into the child's body. We can also challenge the vestibular system of the child to get more sensory input to help them self-regulate. So if they're feeling maybe really overexcited or really overstimulated, we can adjust the horse's movement to help calm them. Or the opposite is also true. If they're maybe too low, not stimulated enough, we might say, hey, we're going to have this horse walk a little faster.
Yeah.
Or we're going to incorporate some turns, or
Yeah.
make it to where there's more input to help add some arousal for that child, so
is
that they're
so
able to
neat.
focus.
I love that. I love
That's
every part
really
of that.
cool.
I know. And the more I learn, the more I hear, the more I'm like, this is just the neatest program ever. Seriously.
Yes.
So how did you personally discover hippotherapy? Because you brought it into Sensibility, right?
Yes, so I'm a lifelong horse person. I started riding when I was 11 and have loved it ever since. Went to college initially with the goal of becoming a veterinarian, and then kind of changed tracks and went for occupational therapy, and knew I still wanted to include horses and animals in with my therapy, and discovered hippotherapy, and that it could directly link OT and horses. So I was on board from the get-go, and was really blessed to be able to do my fieldwork rotation at Horseplay Therapy in St. Augustine, Florida. Nice. And they have hippotherapy sessions there. So I was able to do my fieldwork there and get experience. And they really gave me a lot of valuable experience, and have helped me get my hit the ground running, so to say. So I knew how to further pursue my education. I'm currently working to try to get certified in hippotherapy through the American Hippotherapy Association. And yeah, that's
I love all of that.
that's
I
how
really
that got
do.
started.
That's awesome.
So you're kind of continuing that education, which is important to us in our fields too. You know, you have to keep growing and learning and
Absolutely
discovering.
It's always changing, and you can always learn more and get different lenses to view your therapy outlooks from.
Yeah.
I love how you say that too, about viewing things through different lenses, because I feel that too when I with what we do for a living, but I've never heard anyone verbalize it like that. So it's really cool.
It really was. When she said that, I was like, why didn't I ever think of that?
I know. Well, and now Lisa Hall and Christy Rigdon are the owners of Sensibilities here in Warner Robins. How did you get connected with them?
So when I graduated OT school, I guess I skipped a step. So before I went to OT school, I actually shadowed here. When you're applying for OT school, you get volunteer hours before you apply.
Okay.
And I volunteered here to get experience
Nice.
before going to school, and met them then, which was 2019.
Yeah.
And then when I graduated, I applied here.
Nice.
And was very excited because the facility had actually grown quite a bit since I was here shadowing, and had gone through a lot of changes, and it was great to see, and just connected very quickly in the interview, and knew it was a good fit. And when we got hired on, I told them in the interview, and then just right off the bat, that I was very interested in hippotherapy, and they were on board from the get-go, just very excited. And we were all very excited to try to get it started here. And it was a process at the beginning, but we all worked together to get it started and get it growing.
I love
Yeah,
that.
gosh, I think that's everyone's dream when they start at a place for their career.
I'm very thankful for their support. It's been really a dream come true to come in as a new grad and be able to start a program and grow it like we have.
And just land home right from the beginning, you know what I mean? You're like, I'm home. I'm just starting, but I'm home. That's awesome.
And they're both such amazing people.
They are.
They're just so passionate about what they do, and they're just so passionate about the need in the area and the need overall across the U.S. That's one thing they are just on fire with that, and I love that about them.
Yes, and they're both parents, and Eli as well. All three of them together have been just wonderful to work with and get it started.
I love that.
We actually started our pilot program in December of 2022 with about 3 kids, just to kind of get it started, see how it would go. We have the horses come to the clinic,
which is amazing,
on Mondays. Yes, we're very blessed. Melissa Williams brings some of her fabulous horses from her farm to us to use for our therapy program.
Oh, nice. That is so amazing.
Yes, and the pilot program was a success, and we've been able to add more and more clients. We're currently on break for the winter, but in the spring we'll have 12 starting in the spring.
Oh, so you guys are growing.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Now I know that sometimes insurance can cover this, but at your facility, is it insurance covered or is it out of pocket?
We currently do our sessions as self-pay.
Okay.
We've found in Georgia some insurances cover it, but several do not. And just for ease of our billing, we have done it all self-pay.
Okay.
So you have a background. You mentioned you've been riding horses since you were 11.
Mm-hmm.
Same horse the whole time, or?
Oh, lots of different horses. Lots of different horses.
And you currently have a horse.
I do. So I have my quarter horse gelding. His name is Dandy.
We love it.
And I have had him since 2007. My parents got him for me. And
Dandy.
he's wonderful. I'm a little bit biased, but if you can imagine a teddy bear in horse form, that is him.
Oh,
he's
he's probably your soulmate.
He really is. He's my heart horse.
Yeah.
But he's been great, and I've used him growing up. He pretty much funded my college, so I used him for riding lessons, and he was a camp horse for many years.
Oh,
and
I love that.
yes,
I
and
love that.
he's a saint, just very, very sweet. And I had lots of opportunities growing up to ride with different trainers and get different experiences with lots of different kinds of horses, and I'm always trying to learn and learn new things. And that's the thing with horses. You never know everything. Yeah. And there's always something to learn. And just like with our therapies, there's every horse is different. So if you can learn different perspectives, you're only going to grow and be a better horse person.
Oh, so how did you get started at 11? Like, what introduced you to a horse?
Oh, so we moved. Sorry, this might be more information than we need, but we moved from...
No, you're good. There's never too much information.
We went from Indiana to Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
When about that time. And my parents signed us up for a summer camp. Mm-hmm. And the summer camp was at a petting zoo called Kids Country Petting Zoo.
I love this already.
And
why didn't I know about all these cool camps?
It was amazing. And this farm had horses, goats, pigs, rabbits, pretty much every farm animal you can think of. And their camp was centered around horseback riding. But from the moment we did that week-long camp, I pretty much never left there.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. And the owner of the farm really took us under her wing, and we started, both me and my brother, we started volunteering there, and they do birthday parties and church events and things. So we worked there all through middle school, high school, and then kept our horses there, and we went to horse shows and we did all the things there, and just pretty much grew up
so exciting.
there. It was great. It was a really good way
Your
to grow
face
up.
lights up.
Mm-hmm. I was
wish
thinking
the
that too.
world
I'm so
could
glad you said
see-
it out loud.
Yeah, I wish the world could see like how much your face just lights up when you start talking about all these memories and being around the horses and everything like that. I love it so much.
I am a little bit emotional because I'm just very thankful for that opportunity to grow up there and get to be with all the critters and just all of the people that have supported us and gave us those opportunities to be with all the animals, and like knowing how the impact that it had on me and my brother growing up. If we can bring that to more kids in our area, like we're all on board for that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, in touching on that, I know that we kind of already went over this, but you were the one that kind of, helped develop the hippotherapy program here at Sensibilities, and you were already an occupational therapist. What were some thoughts or observations you made while you were witnessing blending therapy with the horses as you were developing the program?
Yes. So there was a lot, of course, when you go to start anything new, it's a little nerve-wracking because trying to get the logistics down.
Mm-hmm.
So you plan and you plan and you plan. And you're like, okay, well, if this happens, you have this, and you make your plans, you make your backup plans, you make your backup plans for the backup plans, and then the day comes, and the horses are there, and it was like something out of a Disney movie. Like the horses, the horses that we are connected with, thankfully, they are so. We tell everyone they have such a long resume. They know what they're doing. They have worked with so many kids, and it's like they know that the kids need them.
Yeah.
And it sounds really sappy.
No, not at all.
But they just are very engaged with these kids in a way that you have to see it.
Yeah.
And horse people know, like, you've seen horses that are in work and they work every day, and they sometimes they kind of get burnt out with their jobs, but these horses, they are interested in these kids. Like when the kids walk up, their ears are up. They want to see them. They love to be petted. They love to be fed. They are, like, even if they're on the horse, sometimes we'll play with the kids, and, like, maybe the kids will draw a picture and we'll show it to the horse just to play with them. And their ears are up, and they'll turn and they'll look at them. Like, it's just very, it's very heartwarming.
Yeah.
I love that.
They are very engaged with the kiddos. And even if we have a client that's having a hard time, or is, like, overstimulated, you can see them react to that as well. And they're wanting to do their part to help when they can too.
Yeah.
So it's very rewarding to see their interactions.
So it's like a true connection.
Definitely.
So just like therapists and clients, do the horses look forward to seeing some of the same kids again? Like,
Yes.
hey, this is my client and I'm ready.
Yes. And that brings a good point, because there are definitely all animals, and especially horses, they have their own personalities. So we work to match the best we can certain horses with certain clients.
Yeah.
To help we want the good match for the horse's benefit, but also for the clients as well.
Yeah. So has there ever been a time when you're like, oh, I think this horse will be good with that kid, and then, like, a horse just comes out and is like, no, I choose that kid over there. That is my child.
Yes. There's been times where we have started kiddos on a horse, and we think, oh man, I think they do really good on this other horse, but they have gotten really attached to the first horse.
Oh.
So sometimes it takes some convincing to try them on a different horse, but they get very attached to their equine friends, which, I mean, we all do, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's just a bond there,
Yes.
I want to circle back, though, really quick. So did you have any, like, hesitation or nervousness about blending the two? Because you're bringing this program in. So were there times when you're like, what the heck am I doing?
So I felt pretty confident about it as far as just bringing the horses and the kids together.
Yeah.
Just because growing up, I've had so much experience with it.
Yeah.
And felt confident in being able to kind of adjust in the moment if something's not, like, if a client and the horse aren't jiving, being able to adjust in the moment. It's more of a making sure that the safety procedures and things are in place.
Yes. Did you get pushback with that?
Pushback, no.
No. Okay.
No, I feel like everyone, as soon as we explained what was needed, I feel like we're pretty supportive.
Yeah. No insurance issues or anything like that. Liability issues.
Well, we decided not to go for insurance.
Yeah. I meant, like, liability for the facility.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Insurances are hesitant to cover
Yeah. I would
equine-based
imagine
things,
they would be.
especially coming to the
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
Now I'm not sure about. You might not quote me on that because I'm not sure about.
Oh, no. I just was knowing that you were like heading up the program. So just anything that you personally, was there ever a time like Lisa and Christy were like, I don't know if this is going to work? Or was there any time your gut was like, I'm getting nervous about this situation?
More
Or
of the billing was
Yeah,
our
okay.
conflict. Because
Yeah.
initially I thought we were going to be able to bill insurance.
Yeah.
And there are many clinics in Georgia that do.
Yeah.
And there are lots of insurances that will cover it, but you have to be very careful about how you set up your billing
Yeah.
to make sure that you're not accidentally setting up your client to like present fraudulent paperwork.
Right.
Because a lot of insurances do not cover hippotherapy.
Right.
And you just have to make sure that it's all documented
Yeah.
well and
Yeah.
clearly, so that there's no
Yeah.
ambiguity about what
Yeah.
services are being provided.
Specificity is key.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As with most bureaucracy.
I love your vision though, and I love that this was something that you saw where it could fit. You know what I mean? It's just your mind with that whole thing is just beautiful. I love it.
It was great because most places that have hippotherapy, the clinicians go to the farm,
Yeah.
and we're blessed that Melissa is able to bring the horses to us,
Which is amazing.
which because initially I was like, well, how can we partner and then meet at a farm? And that was kind of an initial kind of block in my mind. But then when we got here and we saw this grassy area out here,
Yeah.
it wasn't fenced in initially, and there were a lot more trees. I was like, well, there is space.
Yeah.
And Eli was like, well, what if we cleared this? I was like, well, that's plenty of space. And then before we know it, it's open.
Oh.
Yeah.
And there's a fence.
Wow.
And it's like, we're doing this.
Yeah, this is happening.
And Eli is an owner as well, and came
Yes.
into as an owner when Sensibilities was established, and just felt very passionate about it,
Yes.
and decided to kind of come on in and be like, well, I want to be part of this. I mean, I've met him a few times. He's super sweet and
Yes.
amazing person. Love his family too.
Yes, they're all very, very passionate and just ready to hit the ground running with pretty much any project or challenge you put in front of them.
Yes.
I have not had the pleasure of meeting Eli. Someday I hope to, though.
He's great.
Yeah.
Well, and also I can't stop thinking about like the horses getting up on the trailer, like heading over here, like okay guys, come on, it's time to go to work, like like they're like let's go, like I just think of like they're all carpooling over here for their job. It's so freaking cute.
It is. They get off the trailer and they all start grazing like right when they first get off, because they have a little break at the beginning
Yeah.
to get acclimated, and
Yeah.
they know right where they're at.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know exactly. They pick up on routines really fast. So what has personally been your favorite part of this whole journey of working with the horses and the kids and Christy and Lisa and Eli and everything?
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot. It is just in general very rewarding to kind of see it start from an idea and grow into now we're actually seeing kids, and we're seeing results from the sessions and the connections that these kiddos are making. And one story really kind of pops in mind that is a very rewarding story. We had a client start hippotherapy sessions this fall, and he was very apprehensive about getting on the horses starting off. And bless him, he would come up and he would pet and he would brush, and he was very happy to be around the horses. But he would get on and then he would immediately get back off. In that first session, he got on 3 times, but immediately got off. And that's fine.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of listeners that can actually relate to this too.
Well, that's totally normal. I mean, we're just trying to get our clients used to being around the horses. A lot of our kiddos, they've never been to a farm. They don't know, like they've not interacted with farm animals, and the horses are large.
Mm-hmm.
They may have had a dog or a cat, but maybe not something that size before. So for and this friend I'm thinking of has autism, so add on the sensory experience of a horse,
Yes.
along with we're outside in a new place with a new face, new therapist, and lots of people. So I was very proud of him for doing that. And then each session, he would get a little more, like would just do a little more. The second session, he got on and then back off and then on, and then we were going.
Wow.
And he stayed on the whole time.
That is amazing.
He played all the games. He didn't want off again, and now it's his favorite thing.
Oh, I love
Oh my
this.
God, that's like so amazing and powerful.
Yeah.
He talks about the horses all the time. He gets right on. He can put his helmet on by himself. He comes right out to the gate, puts his helmet on. He walks right up and gets right on the horse and is so engaged in his sessions. It's very rewarding to see that.
It's incredible to me too. I mean, sometimes, and you can, if I'm wrong, just tell me. But I know with autism, the little bit I do know about autism is sometimes they can socially have an issue connecting with humans.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how they can connect so naturally still to certain animals. You know what I mean?
Yes, and it's her, and this horse's name that he was riding, her name is Bailey, and Bailey has a very calm energy and nature to her, and he just picked that up right away, and you know, she doesn't mind if he gets on 3-4 times, like she's happy to stand there and you know, give him what he needs, and is happy to stand there and let him pet her and all of that, and he got a lot of the support that he needed from her, just being her.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have any other favorite parts or stories?
Well, I know that you were talking about that the horses enjoy it. We kind of already touched on that, but I love this story of a client. Do you have a story about like a horse that maybe had an experience like this as well?
Yes. So there was a little girl, and I don't treat her for hippotherapy, but she comes out every week to the fence. She sees us for another therapy, and she likes to come out on Monday mornings just to visit the horses before she comes in for her other therapy.
Yeah.
And the horse that she usually pets was down grazing on the other side of the riding area, just loose eating grass. And she called his name, and he came from across the field. He wasn't just grazing, and he came all the way across the field for her to pet him, and it was so cute. She hollered, "Hey, Skip!" and he just came right over. Oh my gosh, it was precious.
That's amazing. I love that.
It was very, very sweet.
I do want to do a disclaimer for our listeners. We are actually recording this at Sensibilities, so there are kids and chaos going on. Even though we are in a room, if you hear any background noise on the microphones, that's what you're hearing.
But I will say
It's not too bad.
it's a beautiful sound, because it's just it's just letting the kids be kids. Like it's so beautiful. I love hearing. You can hear like they're just like squeals of joy out the side of the door. It's so wonderful.
It is. It's a lot of fun. But I keep hearing it. I'm like, what's been picked up on the microphone? So going to school and doing all of this, like, what was your like family reaction when you said you wanted to include horses into your therapies? And like, did you have any like occupational therapists that were kind of had any reactions, like those two peers?
So my parents and family were not surprised.
Yeah. I didn't think they were.
At all. They were pretty on board. They weren't surprised at all. There are several OTs that don't know what hippotherapy is. But it is interesting because when I did my fieldwork rotation, there are a lot of therapists that get into hippotherapy that are not horse people.
Yeah.
They start as OTs and then discover horses.
Yeah.
Whereas I kind of went the other way.
Yeah.
Did horses first and then discovered OT.
Oh.
'Cause I didn't know what OT was for years.
Yeah.
But no, I think just kind of showing OTs how to use the horse in sessions has been fun to explain, because there's so much that occupational therapy does.
Yeah.
It's a very broad profession in anyway.
Yes.
So just kind of showing how we're able to incorporate the horse to teach our kids how to use their fine motor skills, or how to use their visual motor skills, or how that translates to them being able to get dressed or take a shower or go to school.
Yeah.
Things like that has been fun to see how it all connects.
Yeah, that does bring up a good point, because some of our listeners may not even understand exactly what occupational therapy is. So
Yes.
maybe we should touch on this.
Sure. So occupational therapy, occupation at its root, I think a lot of people think, well,
Work.
Yeah, I think so. Occupational therapists, are they going to help me get a job? Well,
Yeah.
no, maybe part of it, but
Help
so
me stay at my job.
occupation at its root means the things that we do.
Okay.
So we look at things as, what do you need and want to do? So as a child, you need to play. You need to go to school. You may need to, well, you don't may need to, you need to do your grooming tasks like bathing, brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, eating, getting dressed, things like that. Those are all very important, like self-care skills. As you get a little older, doing chores like laundry, I mean, pretty much anything that you need to do in your life, we can help you facilitate and learn the skills that you need to be able to do those things. So that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
So let's
I kind of
say,
want an occupational therapist.
well, let's give an example, right?
Yeah.
So we've got, let's say we have a child who is maybe 7 years old and is having trouble maybe with their hand strength. We'll just say like that. They are having trouble fastening their buttons and zippers and things on their clothes. They may have difficulty with handwriting. They can't open their food containers, things like that. We would focus on interventions to help them with that. So we would work on their fine motor skills so that they're able to do those tasks in their daily life. So we're looking at it as, what do they need? What skills do they need to do the things that they need to do?
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's like it. Like I know for some kiddos, I'm talking about myself. They take a longer time to learn how to tie their shoes.
Sure.
So because sometimes it's a lot to remember the steps and to have your hands go in those and hold the laces and like facilitate and pull through.
Absolutely.
So you kind of break that down. And it's almost like practicing it, like running through it.
Yes, and we do shoe tying on the horse all the time.
What?
Yes, and then
I don't even know if I could tie my shoe on a horse.
so we sometimes will take the shoe off and do it like just sitting with the shoe on top on the child's lap.
Yeah.
But we work on activities too to kind of prep for that. Like, can we tie a knot?
Yeah.
To start for that first step for how to tie a shoe. Can we hold two strings at the same time?
Yeah.
Can we cross them? We may do some braiding of the horse's mane to work on those dexterity skills that we
Nice.
need to be able to tie shoes.
Yeah.
There's lots. There's lots that we
Man,
can
I wish
build
I had
on.
something like this when I was a
I
kid.
know.
What a game changer.
That's probably working on their
is.
balance too.
Yeah.
while they're up
Absolutely.
there, and like
Core strength
Yeah,
and,
core
like-
strength, and oh my gosh, that's
All
an
the things.
amazing. That's amazing therapy.
That is so
I
cool.
know.
So, one of the other things I wanted to ask you is, I noticed in the process of researching for this that some states have stricter regulations or there's zoning that makes it hard for equine therapies to kind of get started in certain areas. Not only insurance, but just like zoning in general, what are some things, like if we have some listeners that are listening to this and they're thinking, man, we really need this in our area. We have a need. And maybe they have even taken steps to see what all is available in their area, and they notice that there's not a lot, even though the need is there. What are some things that listeners could do who are citizens to help change this? Is there any steps that anybody could take who's listening to this, who is a citizen of a state that maybe has these very strict regulations that could help open some of these gates and doors to allow more therapies like this to come to their area?
If it's above your pay scale, you could just say.
Oh yeah, and I was thinking about easy things like writing letters to congressmen.
That's always an option. I would definitely research what is around currently, because I think a lot of times we think that we are kind of in the desert alone when we first initially start, but there's a lot of support out there that we just might not find yet.
Yeah.
So I definitely would encourage you to really, really look thoroughly and reach out to organizations that are already in place, and don't just scan the website. Send an email. Reach out personally to try to connect, because you may find somebody that's maybe not listed on the website, but that somebody knows kind of through the grapevine. Because there are a lot of people in kind of the animal assisted therapy world, and especially with horses. So we're not, we're not alone in this. Yeah. There's a lot of support. I think kind of as general, like, people in the community, I think any support that you can give to your local nonprofit partners is really good and supportive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's kind of, what I hear you saying is kind of like, it's all about finding your community and building your community and starting there. Oh, that's fun and easy. I mean, that's the easy step to take.
And kind of why we're into this whole podcast thing anyways.
Yeah.
It's just building a community and finding a community and reminding we're all here together.
Yeah. Well, is there anything that your organization would like to let our community know? Like, is there anything that people can do to help you? I know you guys are not a 501c3, you are for profit, but are there little things that really make a big difference when people come out and see you guys or try to ask for help? What's something that you usually go to as an answer?
When they're looking for connections for services?
Yeah, or ways to help
just
you.
ways to help you guys.
Yeah.
Like how
Your program.
How could the community help you in Warner Robins?
We do accept volunteers.
Okay.
Oh,
so if
fun.
I want to volunteer.
I know.
I'm in.
So if you're interested in volunteering, of course, let us know. We are on break for the winter, but we'll start back up in the spring.
Okay.
And if you would like to come out and volunteer or observe a session to come and learn more, I'd love to have you.
Absolutely. We're in.
Students that are looking to learn more to gain therapy hours as well are also welcome.
Oh, that's invaluable. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And that you accept from all states?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay,
Yes.
great.
Yes, always welcome. All students are always welcome. Volunteers are welcome.
Yeah.
Currently, we don't currently need supplies that I know of.
Yeah.
But just staying connected, I think, would be a good step to help us. Add us on Facebook, add us on our social media.
Oh, yeah.
So that we're connected within the community, kind of as to join with our theme of
Shout out your socials, since you definitely are.
Yeah, and we'll add them to the show notes. But what are your? Oh, that's
like,
okay.
what's your Facebook? Is it Sensibilities?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sensibilities,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Sensibilities
everywhere
Facebook.
it's just Sensibilities.
Yeah.
I didn't mean yours personally. She got really like,
I can't-
listen, lady, we're close but not that close.
I relate to that.
Maybe it's just sensibilities, but I couldn't remember if it's Sensibilities Inc. or not.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
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 Yeah. And we'll put everything in the show notes.
Yeah,
too when
we'll
we tie
definitely.
everything up.
So you've seen the growth of all this. Like you said, you guys have started just to end this whole thing. You guys started small, and now you've like tripled. Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Tripled
Wow.
your class size. Do you have a goal, I'm sure, in mind of like where you want to eventually get to?
Yes, we'd love. So we started off with just having sessions available on Monday mornings.
Yeah.
And we have started to offer sessions going into the afternoon, kind of as sessions have filled throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then as Mondays fill, we may go to offer more days. I personally would love to do some social group sessions maybe in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that.
I think that would be fun to do some
and we
small
would
groups.
love to help you like get anything, like if you need the marketing part of it, like, or an event, we can do an event.
That would
or
be
something. That would
fun,
be a lot
yeah.
of fun. So I mean, yeah, hit us up when you have an idea, and we'll help you cultivate that for
Great.
sure. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. Do you have any other favorite stories from when you've seen like the growth from the beginning to now?
There's lots of little client
I
stories.
know. Yeah.
It is cool. It was fun when working on developing of the riding area.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about that a little bit. How one day it was, kind of like wooded and came out, and then it was just like cleared and fenced and ready. And just as we go, little by little, things keep getting added. We now have a ramp out there, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
So we're
Oh
able
my
to
gosh.
really help our kiddos that have some assisted devices to help with walking and moving around. We can help them get on the horse more easily. Whereas before we were only able to use the mounting block, which isn't quite as
stable.
sturdy.
Yeah.
So we're able to offer that now to reach more patients.
I love that.
We're constantly adding more games to the riding areas. We're constantly brainstorming and adding more activities and games for it to be more fun for the kiddos.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just been really fun to see the kids that started off maybe a little apprehensive about the horses, and now they just love it.
Yeah.
They really look forward to it.
It probably builds their confidence too,
Yeah.
which
Absolutely.
is amazing.
Their confidence, their strength, their coordination. I mean, just
Their
from
balance.
yes, from the therapy standpoint, global improvement from all the systems.
Eye-hand coordination.
Yes.
Yes. The
Yes.
importance of body language. I mean, they're
Yes.
learning so much. I know
It's
that
a
was like
lot.
the first thing I learned on a horse is your body movements and
Yes.
how important it is when you're on a horse, because they're so sensitive. And they sense right away if somebody's nervous or if somebody's afraid, and you can see their ears go back, like you mentioned, and
Yes.
so
And you can't replicate it. We try. I mean, you address these things inside, of course, in traditional therapy, but it's like packaged so tightly on the horse. You hit so much at once.
yeah.
Whereas, I mean, we wouldn't keep a child on the swing for 30 minutes.
Right.
And you wouldn't be able to get the same response
Yeah.
as you would on the horse. You
Yeah.
just are able to hit so much
Yes.
in the same amount of time. It's
and they're
it's
distracted
amazing.
by the horse. Like you're
Right.
saying, if they were
It's-
just on the swing,
Yes.
that could get monotonous. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
It's fun and it's engaging. They want to engage with the horse.
Yes.
Because it's fun and
Yeah.
different. And they're
Yeah.
outside. And
Yeah.
So to say it's a therapy tool is really deducing it, even though it is, but it's so much more than that.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
powerful.
Cool.
Definitely a partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just that relationship too is like, you're going to have that with your therapist too, but it's just like so cool to have a relationship with like this beautiful creature. You know what I mean? Like a friendship and like a kindredship and this trust like that. Like you said, you can't replicate that.
Yeah. Yep, I love it. Mm-hmm. Well, I think we do you have anything you wanted to add? I think we've asked all our questions that we had.
No,
we may have more for you, but that'll be a part 2.
Well, reach out anytime. I've really enjoyed speaking with you all, and I hope that I answered your questions.
Oh my gosh, you've been amazing.
Absolutely.
Like, you're a total natural. You have so much information.
Yeah.
So much fun to hang out with. Like, I told you, you're the new best friend.
Well, and this is
Let's
our
go
first
dinner.
Yeah.
For real, like definitely keep in
Sorry.
touch, and we'll,
I told everybody not to do that, and then I did it.
this adds to the.
Can't take me
clinic.
anywhere. Yeah, but yeah, let's reach out. We'll hang out and we can kind of keep each other abrupt with our progress. Abreast. There's a word I'm looking for. It'll come to me or not.
We'll be connected.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited. I think in our future endeavors, in your future endeavors, I kind of see us connecting and becoming stronger. We're building our community.
That's right.
I love it.
And this is our first time meeting Michaela. And so we got to kind of get to know her a little bit before the interview, but now hearing everything you're saying, I am incredibly proud of you. Just your whole story and your career and everything that led up to it. Like everyone wishes that they could put their passions into their career and make what they love to do the thing that makes them get up in the morning, their 9 to 5. And like, you're a great example and an inspiration that you can do that. Like if you're listening to this and that's something you wanted to do, like, listen, Michaela's here. You just come on and come meet her and have a little chit chat.
Well, thanks.
We always want to hold our life to a box, but there's no need to have boxes. We can just blow it wide open.
Don't need the box.
Yes.
Don't need it.
All right. Well, thanks, Michaela, so much. I think that's a wrap.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.